Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? My name is Denanu, the man with the biggest and the most blackest privilege on YouTube. And with this video here, we're going to be talking about the new Spider-Man game that's going to be dropping in September, I think. PlayStation 4 exclusive. And being a huge comic book fan and a Spidey fan, I grew up with Spider-Man being my favorite superhero, so I got a whole lot to say about this one. But I'm going to try to keep it short, maybe about 6 or 7 minutes. But extremely pumped to play this game, to say the least. Spider-Man games for me have been, depending on the game, up and down. I've played them all. Some I've liked a whole lot, others I didn't, And I remember when the first trailer came out for this and they showed kind of like the new graphics and things like that, the combat system, the way that they were going to make Spider-Man move and all of that stuff. Really authentic looking. They changed the art style and a lot of the costumes to a lot of the characters, but from what I understand, they're kind of going in their own direction story-wise. They're not pulling from any kind of movies or comic book or anything like that. And you know what? I'm not faulting them for that. That allows them to tell their own particular story. And plus a lot of the designs look pretty badass. I mean, I can't lie about that. Especially Spidey's design. Like if they took this game's design and put it in like a movie, or I think they brought it into one of the newer Spider-Man comic books as like a kind of like a background, costume Spider-Man character. But if they actually had this in the comic books, I wouldn't even be mad. Maybe they can actually bring in better stories in the comic books, but that's another argument for a different day. But yeah, like I said, combat system looks on point. I mean, it's super authentic looking. I don't really have a whole problem with, or a whole lot of problems with what I'm seeing. Everything looks acrobatic and stuff with the way it moves and dodges and things like that, as you guys can tell by the video here. And my only real gripe with the game that I'm seeing so far is this game looks really, really good. And I want it to be an open world game. I want it to be one of those games where I could just swing around everywhere I want. And I don't know if they announced that it's gonna be that way or not. I haven't, I don't follow gaming news 100% all the time like some channels do. I just kind of follow it at my own pace like I do most things. But I remember seeing the other trailer and things looked incredibly linear. It was one of those things where they kind of like put you in an environment and then you can swing around the environment or jump and dodge, but it wasn't like open world while I'm swinging through buildings and stuff like that. So that's the only flaw that I'm seeing, is like, I hope it's open world, but even if it's not, it doesn't matter, because look at this shit. This shit looks damn good. This game is gonna probably sell a bunch of PlayStation 4s when it drops, to be honest. I'm hoping they have other stuff from other Spider-Man games in here too, like collectible costumes. Usually in Spider-Man games, they put like comic book covers, collectible costumes, extras, that kind of sort of thing. I'm hoping they don't just stick us like, oh, here's just the game and that's it. It seems like they're trying to make this like the best Spider-Man game ever. Like, look at that shit. Like, how could you not see, not love that when you see it? But it just looks great. Everything I'm seeing about this game looks like it's firing on all cylinders. The only thing this game is missing is like, why isn't, there like an MCU Spider-Man movie about this game? That's like the only thing I'm missing. That and seeing like Mary Jane somewhere. But it looks like they're pulling in a lot of characters from the newer comic books, because I think one of the bad guys that they show is Mr. Negative. He's a newer villain that came about in the past few years. But everybody else, they're older villains that's been around, since before I was born. Electro, Vulture, Rhino. I mean, they're all, old school Spider-Man villains. So maybe this game is doing like a new Sinister Six type thing with, Mr. Negative, leading them. See, look at him, Martin Lee right there. But I mean, that all depends on where they decide to take the story and things like that. So it looks damn good. Like I keep saying, I mean, I don't have no flaws. I can't really talk shit about this game. I wish people on Xbox can play it too. That's about it. Granted, I mean, all 10 of you, you know. But like I said, game looks damn good. I'm hoping it holds up, and I'm hoping that the game doesn't get shadowed by its own hype, because usually hype can kill a game, because people get so pumped for it, and then when they actually get it, the game isn't, you know, up to par with what they thought. And I'm hoping this game isn't going to be like that. This looks like this is going to be like, maybe not in gameplay, but a way, you know, in style and impact. This looks like this is going to be like SpiderMan's Arkham Asylum game. You know, like how Arkham Asylum was for Batman. This looks like this is going to be for Spider-Man, when it comes to making something like 110% and making it really authentic looking and everything. So, but anyways, guys, that's just been my opinion on the new trailer here. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. My name is Denanu, the man with the biggest and the most blackest privilege on YouTube, and I will see you guys in the next one.